Anglers Extra.
Back on the Anglers Extra pregame show, Josh Schaefer joined by Anglers first-year manager Tom Holliday for today's manager show. Coach, thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome, Josh.
Well, big win last night, the comeback win over the Cotuit Kettleers on the road. The sun was going down. Team was trailing by 7 runs after the second inning, and finally you guys really see that this comeback win that you've been asking for all season long.
Yeah, and it sounds to me like with your description of that it really was fun for you to broadcast that game.
It was a lot of fun, especially when Spencer Torkelson comes up and hits a home run to tie the game right when Cooper told me it was going to happen.
See, that makes my whole summer, just knowing that left an indelible print on your mind.
Thank you. I'm glad. There are a
what's
lot
the
of
next
fans.
question?
The win. How do you guys stay focused in that? We've talked before when you guys fall down. What is it that keeps your team in ball games, as they've shown that the offense is so potent all year long, even when down by a handful of runs like you were last night?
I think where this team has grown is that they made up their mind they're going to be here for 8 weeks, and the hitters more than the pitchers. The hitters don't worry about how many pitches they're going to swing at. They're here. They made a commitment, and 2 nights ago we got a whole new order of bats in, and they're wonderful bats. That's a small thing, but it's a big thing to these guys. And they're here, and they're swinging good wood. They're hitting the ball. They're having fun. They really enjoy their batting practice. So they're getting better, and that's why they came here. So that makes them happy, and happy players become good players. So, how do you hold on to it? We could go out tonight and get beat 13-0. If you pitch good in this league early, you have a chance to win. We didn't pitch good, and we didn't play good defense last night. We did everything you're supposed to do to get beat, and we won. So it's a good feeling, but you don't want to hold on to that, we can do anything and win. We got to play better defense. You know that. The games down the stretch are going to determine whether or not we win this championship, and that's the reason we're here for 8 weeks, to win a championship.
Now, last night, the sun going down a little bit. There were some altercations in the 8th inning, and it started to get tense, especially when you guys started to threaten with runners in scoring position. Now, were you told going into that 8th inning that would be the final inning of play?
Absolutely, and the umpire cleared it up, and I knew it. I think that when the scoreboard's changing, and they really didn't feel like they could stop us. They kind of wanted to get that thing over with. And I know what it's like when you can't get the last out. And when we tied it, everybody got on edge on their side of the field. And I think Torkelson's home run, maybe the pitch before was borderline enough to go either way, but it didn't. And then he backs it up and hits one out of the yard. And before you know it, now you got that nitpicking on an umpire, and it was on the other side of the field. We've done it this year a little bit, but it shifted over there, and there was no reason to stall. And I don't know what stalling is, to tell you the truth, because I've never been a part of Cape Cod baseball. So when it came to my attention that 2 trips to the mound, 2 times they had their whole infielders go to the mound and do nothing, it was a stall. Well, I thought they were trying to get a pitcher ready. They were trying to let the sun go down, and the home plate umpire had already said we're playing 8 innings no matter what. So I didn't worry about it. But I thought the guy was embarrassing the game, and Weinstein was on the mound doing nothing. And when you make a pitching change, it says in the book, the coach has to leave. Once you make the change, you got to leave. For some ridiculous reason, he's gnawing on an umpire and walking towards our dugout like he was going to take on somebody, because I think somebody basically said, get off the field, let's go, let's play. So that's where it ended. And Coach Roberts, and I are buddies. And it's kind of fun, but your blood pressure gets a little higher than normal, but not for very long.
Now, you say that you don't know how some of this works because it is your first year. And speaking of adjusting, one thing that you've had to adjust to is that Chatham fog. It ended up ending the game the last time the YD Red Sox visited Veterans Field earlier in the week. Now, with some potential imminent weather on the way tonight, does that change the way you approach tonight's ball game?
Well, obviously, after 5 innings, you want to be ahead. So you do play the game a little tighter early. And, I don't know how to beat the fog. The fog's beat me every time. I mean, I'm 0 for 3 against the fog. So rain, you try to win the first 5 innings. And again, weathermen miss up here like they do in Oklahoma. And used to be a joke about Oklahoma. If you don't like the weather, stick around. It'll change in an hour. Well, it's a little bit like that here. So I would bet you by just looking around, we're going to get 5 innings in for sure. And hey, if we're winning, we get a cheap win. If we're losing, we'll bark and we'll go home and get up tomorrow and do it all over again.
Well, Coach, first of all, thanks for joining us. And second of all, you know what I'm going to say. Good luck against the Red Sox and the fog and the rain.
Well, you know what I'm going to say, Josh. Thanks for having me. It's nice seeing you, and
you'll take some
we'll
luck.
do this again tomorrow, and I'll take the luck.
Well, Cooper Boardman already knows what I'm going to say, so let's go back to him.